Hi everybody, Wonky Man here, and this week I'm really happy. I'm finally getting the keys to my new house tomorrow morning. The last 6 months I've spent sat in this loft surrounded by boxes of games and junk from my old house that is just totally depressing. I've had a few games behind me, but these have been what I've been buying, and I can't wait to set up my new game room, get everything unpacked, have a bit of blast on my retro stuff. You know, you collectors out there know how it is to see all your stuff in boxes around you. It's just depressing. But what I'm going to do once I get in is I'm getting some help from YouTube's own Jurassic Junkie and my friend Basilito, putting together a new game room, designing the layout, drinking some beer, having a laugh. So it should be fun, which I'm going to try and document and put up on here. It's just for the crack really, see how it all goes on. But this week I just wanted to show you some of the retro games I've picked up over the last couple of months while I've been stuck in here. Some eBay pickups, some, well, majority of them from my local game shop really, and just, you know, show you what I've got really. So yeah, check it out, man. Hope you enjoy it. So here goes the consoles I've managed to collect over the last couple of months. You can see quite a few of these did come from eBay, so I won't call them pickups, so got a bit of grief for that. The two Sega Saturns, I had a switched one a long time ago that I put a 60Hz mod on myself, which has since then died, so I thought I'd pick myself a PAL version up and a Japanese one to play all my imports and stuff. An Action Replay 4M just so I can play my English in my Jap system or whatever. The lovely Mega Drive X, which I haven't got rid of yet, I still am playing with. It's just so I didn't have to dig out my Mega Drive really. PlayStation 4, because I couldn't afford an Xbox One, so I had to get something going next gen. Having some fun with that, but again, like with every new console that comes out, there just isn't very many games yet, so yeah. What I did manage to find in my local game shop was the quite rare PAL version of the blue and white Crystal N64. Traded one of my knackered old 64s for a green one, which was pretty cool, and managed to get myself finally a 32X. Not the greatest thing Sega ever did, but it's quite difficult to get hold of an English one of those, so I managed to find it on eBay boxed, which is great. And in a trade I also managed to get hold of a History of Hyrule book from Legend of Zelda, which is pretty cool. Right, so on to the games. I've managed to pick up quite a few good ones and quite a few bad ones as well. Some car boot fodder for the PlayStation here, nothing brilliant. Luna for the Game Boy DS, should I say, which isn't a bad little RPG. A couple of Master System games on the bottom, unboxed. Again, car boot fodder. Few N64 ones as well. Managed to pick up a couple of Dreamcast games, nothing fantastic, but Power Stone I'd say, and quite a few Japanese games that came with my Saturn that I got off eBay. Again, a lot of them are video adventures, and so not fantastic, but there's good stuff in there like Virtual On and bits and bobs, Virtua Racing, which I do like. And managed to get a few good Mega Drive games for my collection. Been absolutely desperate to get hold of Mega Toycon for a long time. Landstalker's quite a rare PAL RPG there, and a Master System game, Heavyweight Champ. Now that game was one of my favourites when I was a kid. It's not brilliant, but I soaked a lot of hours into that in my younger years. On to a couple of Sega Saturn beauties I've got here. Well, beauties I'd say. Discworld and Bomberman, fantastic finds. Doom, not so good, but I just wanted it anyway because it completes my id collection for the Saturn. And a romance game on American, which I managed to find in a while. I'm quite impressed. It's the first American Sega Saturn game I've ever seen in a game shop over here, so you know, I had to snap that up while I could. Best one I've picked up recently, and this is for me as a mad fan of the Toycon series, was Gunlord on the Dreamcast. Now they've just put this into a reprint, so I went mad, got it from their website. Can't wait to unwrap that when I go and pack my Dreamcast and have a good blast on there. And I did pick up a lot of N64 games I've been dying for a long time. I mean, I cannot believe that I found Banjo-Tooie out there in such good condition. I mean, it did set me back a fair bit. I paid £50 for this, but it's in immaculate condition. Everything's in the box, so I'm more than happy with that. Banjo-Kazooie and Banjo Grunty's Revenge, near enough tied up my Banjo collection now. Finally got hold of a box copy of Ocarina of Time, Diddy Kong Racing, which is pretty cool too. Then managed to just cram a load of old Xbox games, and you'd be surprised how cheap you can find these now. Did get Spike out, and as a massive Sega fan I've always wanted to play that outside the arcade, so we'll see what that turns out like. Managed to get a few PlayStation 2 games in there and a couple on the Wii, which aren't too bad. But I think the star pickup of everything was when I walked in and found a bunch of American GameCube games, Mega Man Anniversary Collection for one, and the Mega Man X Collection as well, worth quite a bit over there. And I managed to pick all those up for about £40, so I was quite impressed with that. Paid over the odds for Twin Snakes and Skies of Arcadia, but again, I've been looking for those for my GameCube for a long time, so I'm quite happy with them. I don't really want to say how much I paid for them, but I'm quite happy with those, and a couple of my PSP at the top. So yeah, that's pretty much everything I bought over the last 6 months in retro land. Anyway, I've had a few 360 games, PS3, PS4, what have you, but you know, it's not worth bragging about. I do like my retro, and I do like collecting my retro, so the more retro the better. Right, so as you can see here to my right, this is my games. I've been suffering with these boxed up for a long time, and I want to get them all out and have a play, so when we get round to my new game room, we'll get those all up on display and ready. But again, thanks for watching. Hope to do you a video pretty soon of my new room and everything like that, so stay tuned. Thanks a lot. See you later, guys.